Hello. So you guys may have heard of what the Gospel Coalition is doing about sharing how Jesus has changed your life. And I think it's a great idea. But what really got me interested in it was thinking about John Krasinski, or whoever you say his last name, Jim from The Office. He's posted some videos called Some Good News, and they're wonderful. If you haven't watched them yet, you should. They're very sweet and inspirational, and it's a great time for good news. But as I was watching it, I was thinking, not to be like really cheesy, but it's true, he is giving a lot of good news and positivity in a time that's been really dark. But we as Christians don't really have like the greatest news of all. We literally have the good news, the gospel. And so I was really convicted thinking about, during this time of uncertainty and unknown, why am I not sharing the good news that I have? And so I just want to talk for a couple minutes about how and why Jesus has changed my life. So if you guys know me, you know I am a Christian and I grew up in the church, which was great. Thank you, Mom and Dad. But for my whole childhood, practically, I thought that if you were good enough, God loved you, and then you would get his pleasure, and he would favor you, and he would answer your prayer requests. And I kind of thought it was like this bartering system where if I read my Bible enough, and if I prayed enough, and if I did enough good things, God would see all of my good works, and he would, say, "Yay, Emily's wonderful, and I love her, and she's earned my favor and affection." And it felt like I could do enough good things to make God like me, and then when God liked me, I could get him to do whatever I wanted to. So it was like God was my magic genie, and if I read my Bible X amount of times, then God would have to answer my prayers. And this led to a lot of dysfunction in my relationship with God. I got so frustrated with him when he didn't answer my prayers, and I was so upset because I was like, God, I'm doing everything right. I'm holding up my end of the deal. I'm praying, I'm reading my Bible, I'm going to church, I'm leading Bible studies, and you're not holding up your end of the deal. You're not giving me what I've been asking for and praying for. And then I realized I didn't know God at all. I did not understand the whole grandeur of God's character. I didn't understand salvation. And I think one of the biggest things for me was learning salvation is not about me. It's about God. And my salvation is not about me. It's about God. I did not earn my salvation, and I could not earn my salvation. I could not do enough good things to make God pleased with me. I could not earn his favor by reading my Bible 5 times a week or 10 times a week or 20 times a week. I couldn't do anything to change God's affection for me. I could not be good enough to earn his favor, and I could not be bad enough to be too far gone. I cannot do anything about my salvation. And I remember when I began to start grappling with this and wrestling with the fact that salvation is not about me, I learned it's about God. We're all shocked here. Salvation is about God. God is the one who initiated, he's the one who maintains, and he's the one who it's all about. And so that was a big change for me, of realizing that I could not be good enough and I could not be too bad, because salvation is about God. It's not about what I do. It's not about me earning his favor or me being too far gone that he can't save me. It's about God and what Christ has already done on the cross. I could not be too far gone, and I could not be good enough, because it's about Jesus. Jesus is the one who earned my salvation. He bore my sins, and he died on the cross, and he rose again on the 3rd day. And my salvation is solely about what Jesus has already done in the past, not about me and what I can add to it and what I could try and earn. I know that Christ has saved me, not because of any good things I have done, but because of who he is, that he is good enough. And that has changed, obviously, so much about my life, but also how I view Christ, that Christ isn't my magic genie that grants all my wishes, but he is a personal, dear, intimate Savior who I love and have a relationship with. That he's not just a capital S something, a great good force in the world, but he is so near. On top of being near, he is so holy. God is good and he is righteous. And yes, I, am grateful for salvation that God has given me, but God's nature is such that he is worthy to be praised whether or not I receive anything from him. And I am so grateful that God has continued to reveal himself to me, and grateful that he's granted me salvation, that I get to praise and serve him. So if you have any questions, or if you have never heard this before, let me know. I'd love to talk to you more about it. There's so much more to my story and so much more that God is still doing in my life. So that's all. Bye.